And welcome to the show. What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's having a beautiful night. It has been wonderful here in Colorado for the next 10 days. 60s, lows 30s. It's pretty amazing. It feels like spring, but there's no leaves on the trees, so it's kind of weird. It's because the jet stream is shifted north instead of going further south. So maybe the toilets will flush, maybe they won't. We'll see. As long as I don't have to look at the turds, just like we don't have to look at the people who make our cell phones. We don't talk about the people who make our cell phones. We don't talk about the people who make our little trinkets and toys. We just scream about it and complain about it, but we don't do anything about it because we're a bunch of spoiled little brats. I'm a spoiled little brat myself. Look at me, I'm wearing a Star Wars shirt. Huh. I'm just like so spoiled here. I'm living in a great apartment and have this wonderful microphone that I don't know where this came from. I don't know where this mouse came from. I don't know where this screaming goat came from. Who made this Godzilla? I don't know. We'll never know. Do I care? Not really. But my point is, some people have to take out the garbage, and some people have to slit the throats. And we live in a land of tons of garbage. And since we live in a land of decadence, we live in a lot of abundance of throat slitters. That's what makes all this possible. Civilization for centuries have had people taking out the garbage, sanitation, and the people who protect the walls. Well, in the Jeffrey Epstein's case, I think a little bit too much of the dirty laundry of the blackmail came to the forefront. And now we are seeing it on a mass grand soap opera scale that we are now in the age of disgust. The age of disgust. The age of, oh man, all this is really real? Oh, golly shucks. Yes, it is real because it's been going on for centuries. The Romans used to do it. The Greeks used to do it. Hell, the Egyptians used to do it, man. The Native Americans did it. Blackmail. Hey, I saw you sleeping with blah, blah, blah. Now you have to give me half price on that crop. That kind of a thing. That's just how civilization works. If you do a dirty deed, you get caught. I will come to you one day with an offer you can't refuse. You know, hey, I'm walking here, the wise guys, come on. You want your garbage taken out? You want your garbage taken out? Yeah, you're gonna do me a favor. Yeah, that kind of thing. But what it really comes down to is we have people in the streets still talking about federal agents arresting people with warrants and picking up people that are supposed to be in prison that aren't supposed to be here. And everybody's complaining about how the rent's so high and how insurance is so high and all this fun stuff. But it's supply and demand. You have all these people that have basically been mooching off the system. Hell, the Minneapolis, for Christ's sake, you have $13 billion in fraud, and you have people marching in the streets protecting that. Like, oh, don't. No, and the cops are like, we're serving a warrant for a bunch of child, people. We're serving a warrant for blah blah blah, and these people stand and protect them. If people really cared, they would be protesting about the 3 million files that just came out. They should be demanding Bill Gates be thrown in prison. They should be talking about Pizzagate. They should be talking about all of these real issues instead of a bunch of federal cops, border patrols rounding up people that aren't supposed to be here. Basically, that continues to grift because it's the mob. You pay me, I pay you. We launder the $13 billion. We get a little kickback. It's just like the Contras. They flooded the streets with the drugs, and they were able to sell the guns. Hey, who was that? Bill Clinton? Epstein? Huh? Yeah? cheap labor, Tyson, Tykeskin, used to make those weapons for the NIZs. It's comparable to if they really wanted to clean up the streets, really want to solve the homeless problem, and actually help people, they would round up the drug dealers. But it's just like, hey, man, we're getting the kickbacks. We're getting the kickbacks, man. We got to fund the party. We got to keep the census up so we get more congressional seats. That's that's one of the big things is they have to keep the population up in these highly blue states. I don't care if you're Democrat or Republican. It's fugazi at this point. It's just a waste of time. Ooh, one of us, my color, your color. Ooh, it's pathetic. But it comes down to flooding as many people into districts as possible to keep up the congressional seats, to keep up the Senate seats. That is what they want. That is what they want. Cheap labor for the Republicans and population for the Senate seats and congressional seats for the Democrats. And either way, it's cheap slave labor and human trafficking and so on and so forth. That's the bread and butter. Human trafficking makes more money than guns and drugs. It's disgusting. It's a nasty business. It's a nasty way to live. Then you have, we're not paid to protest. But then you have companies like this, Crowds on Demand, in your home for practical advocacy campaigns, demonstrations, PR stunts, crowds for hire, corporate events, services available nationwide. We create the out-of-box campaigns, audience events to make an impact for our clients. Protests, rallies, activists, corporate events. This is what we do. Woo! This is what we do. You want a crowd of people to show up that really care about absolutely nothing? We got you. We got you. We got the Antifa on speed dial to basically mix in with these peaceful protesters and then, rile up the cops and make a big scene to make it bigger than event than it really is. It's just using people. That's all. It's just using people as cannon fodder to protect the grift. It's just to protect the grift. It's sad. It's sick. But hey, it sells T-shirts, right? It sells T-shirts. Then you have, where is it? Open Society Foundations to Protest the United States. Then New York. Open Society Foundations support individuals engaged. This is the George Soros. How we work. Open Society Foundations give grants to groups and individuals that work with issues of focus, but they do not support protests, but they give money to groups, right? Yes. Draw voices. So they don't support with money. $400 million. That's pretty convoluted here. When you have, where is it? Where'd it go? Well, the article I just had, it's there. So the article I just had, it basically said, you want a crowd? We'll get you a crowd. You want a tow? We'll get you a tow. That's basically what they said. So why wouldn't the Open Foundation give them grants? That's not illegal. Hey, here's a grant to fund your business. You get some of that Somali kickback money to fund, through the Open Society. Hey, why not? A lot to think about, people. What do you guys think? Do you think that this grift is just one big old huge grift and fun con job on the world population? I personally think it is. Or do you think it's just all a conspiracy and it's a nuts right wing, right wing, left wing, fun con job? I think it's both sides just working together, saying, hey, you want to get something done? My cousin has too many peasants. Your uncle has too many peasants. Let's just meet in the middle and make something happen. Hey, why not? Anyway, I'm going to end this video. You guys have a wonderful night. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one. There will be more. Do this more often because it's fun. Yeah. Talking about real stuff is fun. All right. Rock on, people. Have a good night.